Okay, we can actually do some stuff about this inflation. We can use technology in our advantage. Um, buy stuff that's basically we gotta make cheap, big stuff. Like make a car, but make it cheap. Instead of making it like $30,000 or whatever it is now, make it like 5,000 or stuff that's hard to do. Um, but it is possible. But we can have other stuff that's you would normally get done big, but do it small. Like you can't do sweatshops this way because sweatshops are already doing big stuff small. They're already doing that. They're accepting very little pay. The other way is to work more. To to have overtime, but to work more, you need to sell more. To sell more, you need big stuff cheap. And so, like what I'm talking about is like a refrigerator that would be made, that would be like, um, $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever a fridge is. Make it, but make it cheaper. Make it like smaller or cheaper or um, something along those lines, to where you can sell more. But that is one way. Make stuff that we have been making big, but make it smaller. Like houses and stuff like that. Even you have been making big houses, make smaller houses, or like I'm kind of into tiny homes and stuff like that. So, but you can make your big stuff smaller, and to where when inflation hits, it doesn't kill you because your rent or whatever you paid your rent in that tiny house. Let's say you paid $5,000 for that tiny house. Well, how much rent is that? That's like like 10 months rent, 20 months rent, something like that. Basically a year or two's rent. But if you can make big stuff but make it smaller, um, I don't know how to describe this, but some of like the technological things that we have, um, make them, but make them smaller, or make them to where they don't wear out. Make it to where they just last forever or whatever. But that's the opposite of what they've done to sell. Uh, I'm not saying sell a car that's falling apart. That's what they've done in the past. They've gotten rid of the quality for something that's falling apart. Well, that's not going to work. But that's how they've sold more units of stuff. But my idea is to sell more units of stuff is to not make it that expensive to begin with. Make it well, but don't make it that expensive to begin with to where it's falling apart. To where that's the only way to do it cheaper. Make it well, and cheaper, both. And I think you can do that. I think you can do it with cars. I think you can kind of do it with houses. The tiny homes have disadvantages clearly, but there's some advantages to them too, in that they don't make you go into debt. So that's a good thing. And they don't require a lot of savings to prevent yourself from going into debt. So that's a good thing. Maybe they can make our electricity bills cheaper. They could, because like when we are working at places that basically they're not going to want to pay us because they're going to be paying their own loans or whatever that they've gotten from the government for this time that they've had to be off and had to pay their employees. But they should get some kind of kickback back from the government or the taxpayers or whatever, to keep their businesses running, to keep your jobs running. But anyway, I think that they can make things cheaper, without sacrificing quality. And I think a lot of it could just be like technology.